Then you had the one with the kid, the Tamir Rice one, where it's, oh, well, the cop, he thought he saw a gun. He made a mistake. Whoopsie, my bad. Wrong address.
So then you say, oh, they thought he had a gun. They thought they saw a gun. No, they actually did see a gun, and it turned out to be a toy gun. But hindsight is 2020. Here's a picture of the gun.
Deputy Chief Edward Chamba said they are still investigating why the officers pulled up so close and then opened fire almost immediately. He added, "Ryan, a toy pellet gun that looked like the real thing."
When you see a threat, when you see a gun, what the hell are you gonna do? This is a problem. No one does any research. No one looks into this stuff. No one waits for the evidence to come out and to listen to both sides. They all just jump the gun and assume all this fucking nasty shit. And then once the evidence comes out, we see that, yeah, none of the shit that you assumed and caused riots over is actually the case at all. And to read this Tamir Rice off of Wikipedia, on 22nd of November 2014, Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old African-American boy, was fatally shot in Cleveland, Ohio by Timothy Lohman, a 26-year-old police officer. Rice was carrying a replica toy airsoft gun. Lehman shot him almost immediately after arriving on the scene. Two officers, Lohman and 46-year-old Frank Garnback, were responding to a police dispatch call regarding a black man that keeps pulling a gun out of his pants and pointing it at people. Like, what are you supposed to do when you get reports like that? That's why you're being dispatched, is that there's a guy with a gun. A caller reported that the male was pointing a pistol at random people at the Cuddle Recreation Center, a park in City of Cleveland's Public Works Department. At the beginning of the call and again in the middle of the call, he says that the pistol is probably fake. Towards the end of the 2-minute call, the caller states that he is probably a juvenile. However, the information was not relayed to the two officers that were dispatched. So what are you supposed to do when you get a call saying that the gun is probably fake? Are you going to act assuming that the gun is fake or assuming that the gun's real when your life depends on this? The officers reported that upon their arrival, they both continuously yelled, "Show me your hands," through the open patrol car window. Lohman further claimed that instead of showing his hands, it appeared as if Rice was trying to draw. "I knew it was a gun and I knew it was coming out," the officer said. In response, the officer shot twice, hitting Rice once in the torso. He died the following day. So, and you can clearly see in the video the guy pulling into his coat to take out a gun. Like, what are you supposed to do there? Rice's gun was later found to be an airsoft replica that lacked the orange tipped barrel. A surveillance video from the incident was released by police 4 days later after the shooting on November 26th. On June 3rd, 2015, so almost a year later, I guess, half a year later, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 7 months later, the sheriff's office declared that there was an investigation, that the investigation had been completed, and that they had turned their findings over to the county prosecutor. Several months later, the prosecution presented evidence to grand jury, which declined to indict, primarily on the basis that Rice was drawing what appeared to be an actual firearm from his waist as the police arrived. So, so he wasn't charged with the crime because what the hell are you supposed to do in that situation? That's why nothing happened to the cop. But all this stuff happens, like, no one follows up like years later or a year later on what happens in court. A lawsuit brought against the city of Cleveland by Rice's family was subsequently settled for $6 million in an effort to reduce taxpayer liabilities. So the cop lost his job and the kid's family got $6 million. Justice again, yet still this is held over everyone's head as like racial injustice.